Welcome to Pop Oracle. I'm Gina Genesis. I'm going to do things a little bit differently here. I'm already picking up 2 affirmations. I am an intuitive healer, a Reiki II level certified healer, all that good stuff. You can find out more about me in the description box below. But let's go ahead and start. I have butterfly affirmations here. The decks will be in the description box as well. It says, I choose happy and loving thoughts. I feel good. So I'm hearing James Brown. I feel good. I feel good. All right. It says, I feel good and express love for myself and others. So choosing happy thoughts, loving ourselves. So we're going to talk about that. Feeling good, expressing love for yourself and for others. Okay, so that's the butterfly affirmation and the butterfly that came out for that one. Very pretty. Okay, and the next one is, it is easy for me to attract all that I need into my life. I do this by relaxing and trusting that things are going to work out perfectly. I know, easier said than done. Worries. Okay, so I'm intuitively led in my readings, and right now I'm feeling like going through my journal. I'm filming this on, what is that, 11/7/2025. A couple of days after the full moon, and it's one of those super moons, like, it was huge. And I'm just going to open and see where I end up, okay? I don't chase, I attract. These are just little things that I've put into like bubbles all over. It's my little journal. And I thought, once in a while we'll do some book divination and just open up and see what wants to come out. Clear, cancel, release. You're ready. Your spirit knows what's good for you. Let go of limitations. Okay. All right. So we've gotten the butterfly affirmations out of the way, my little journal here. And now I'm going to go ahead and shuffle the Dia de los Muertos Oracle deck. All right, since it is 11/7, it's several days after Dia de los Muertos. And Halloween, of course. I was in Boston and Salem, so that was fun. Shout out to anybody else that was in the area. I am still in Texas, in the middle of nowhere, shuffling cards. Well, at least today. It's been several months since I've even recorded anything. Dottie's behind me. My country cat, Aurora, she's outside somewhere. But yeah, I have been in and out of depression, and it's just all the astrological transits have obviously been taking a toll on me. I've been opening up more to my psychic gifts. This has been a process. This is why I'm on here. This is why I started the channel. I mean, to be honest, I started first to open up my psychic gifts, but also because I was having so much fun gossiping about Meghan and Harry, the prince and or the Duke and Duchess of crap. Oh my God, I hate to talk shit because I don't want to be like that anymore. Like, obviously, there's fun sometimes, and like, I don't know if it's gossiping because we're just like we're speaking the truth about a lot of the lies that she's told, but still, it carries a certain energy because it's negative. She's lying about things, and it sucks because it's like, no, there are facts over here, and you want everyone to ignore it. So this channel started off by supporting the Prince and Princess of Wales. So I was Team Catherine. I still am. Because I believe in truth. Okay, that's where I'm at with it. But I decided to not create any more content that really goes in that area anymore. However, I might pull cards on it one day because it is still in the back of my head because I have been a royal seer in past lives, so yeah, it's there. I still want to do it. Frida Kahlo. Very unique. Okay, so this is us embracing all of the quirks, all of the uniqueness that we are, all of the skeletons in the closet that are dancing in the background. Yeah, we just doing a lot of shadow work in this year. This is the year of the wood snake, number 9 year. So, completion is a number 9. Really having to look at ourselves in the mirror and accept everything. Yeah, that's where we've been. So ancestors are just reminding us to continue to embrace our uniqueness. I want to shuffle the Back to the Future deck. By the way, I went to go watch it on the big screen. It was re-released in theaters over Halloween weekend. Okay, I got the Ace of Clocks. Ace of Clocks wanted to come out. That's the Ace of Pentacles. Opportunity coming in time. That's what I'm hearing. Opportunity in time. Divine time. Yeah, having to learn a lot of lessons in divine timing as a collective. We can't force anything. Really having to surrender sucks. Sucks so bad. I recently released a video about me bitching about my ex-husband because God bless him, like, he just doesn't want no contact. He just wants to keep forcing contact. And respectfully, I don't want to anymore. I don't want to, there's nothing left, to be said. It's 5 years of back and forth and back and forth. So if you resonate with that energy, I'm sorry. I'm right there with you. The frustration is awful. And it must be awful on his end too, because I do understand, chasing after someone. I did that with my first husband. And, it's not good to force yourself on people. And, I understand that that's why my second ex-husband came into my life, was to hold a mirror up to me and say, hey, you remember when you acted like this? It's karma. Karma's a bitch. And I got my karma. in a lot of ways. But it really has gone too far. It's gone too far and it's gone on too long. I feel like it's just, I'm past 40. He's coming up to 40. Enough, we can move on respectfully. And I just want the best for both of us. So anyway, I posted something. Finally, I'm starting to post just because, like, if anything does happen to me or it continues, there's at least some sort of record of it for whatever it's worth. I mean, I've already been in and out of the court or trying to get help. But the legal system, basically, it keeps making it like there's not enough to put him away. It is very difficult. If you've been in this type of situation, it is very difficult to get a protective order. It's actually way more difficult than people think. Even with a person that has a criminal history like he does, it just doesn't, you have to have evidence. And sometimes, you just can't. You can't prove certain things. I don't have video of things. It's hearsay. It's my word and his word, and it sucks. So really respectfully, I mean, it just needs to be over, right? I mean, it just does. That's how I feel about it. So if you feel this way, let's go with that energy. The King of Cups, King of Flux. So this is us taking back our power in whatever situations we're in. This is the advice here, is for you to be in control, to know where you're going, map it out. This is that part in the movie where he remembers, he has that vision, that flash, a picture in my head is what he says. Really having an idea of where we're headed. And, for me personally, I'm headed for peace. I want peace. I just want to be able to live my life. I want him to have his blessings and find true love. And I would love the same for myself. That's really how it needs to be handled. I don't want to be public about it. I never wanted to be public about it. Actually got some criticism in the comments because I've never been public about it much. I did have one post on Instagram a while back. I think I did delete it because, quite honestly, he has a professional life. I have a professional life. Like, I'm not trying to sully his reputation because, he's going to be a great guy, a great husband, a great boyfriend for somebody else. He just wasn't right for me. And that's all it is. I don't want to be talking shit about him. I mean, and I did give an interview in 2022 that he completely consented to because, we were living together. I helped him out a lot. I co-signed leases for him because of his criminal history. It was hard for him to get leases. I genuinely loved and cared for him. And I still do. I want him to do great things with his life. So if only he could feel the same way about me, but I can't force it. And I can understand that he's frustrated that he didn't get his way. I'm frustrated too that I didn't get my way either. But at this point, I think it's just time for us to move on. So yeah, let your fears dissolve. And this for me has been very hard because, he was raised to be more authoritative. His father was very tough guy, and he recently died. So RIP to my father-in-law. And, I was the only one that got up and said something about him. Nobody wanted to say anything, even my ex-husband. I went with him to, like, I was there for him. I opened up communication because his father had died. And, I care. I care about people, even when they don't care about me. But that's just where I'm at. And I said good things about him. At least I gave a funny story so we could remember him by, for whatever it's worth, leave the past behind. And that's where we're at. I really want to leave the past behind. That's part of this message. I think as a collective, we're all there in that same vein of just wanting to move forward and see where life takes us. Okay, so I'm going to close out with a Barbie Oracle. Please like, share, subscribe. And, my love goes out to you for even watching this video, even this far. Watching helps. This is just for me, like a video diary for me to also have for the future and look back and see where I'm at. So I had like over 1,000 videos on this channel, and I ended up, rebranding. I get rid of so many, and I'm so stupid I deleted them when I could have just hidden them so that I could keep all the views. So if you don't know about YouTube, I didn't know that. If you delete it, all your views that you had on those videos are gone. So like, this is not monetized. I'm not making anything out of this. This is, like I said, this is for me to practice continuing to open up my psychic gifts and just as a video diary. So who's this? Solo in the Spotlight Barbie. Okay, I'm seeing The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. It's one of my comfort shows. I love it. Watch it if you haven't watched it. Yeah, Amy Sherman Palladino, the writer of Gilmore Girls, and so many other great shows. But I mean, the channel message that really wants to come through with this is, I'm hearing the song Don't Dream It's Over. Sounds interesting. Don't dream it's over. And in a way, that's reminding me that your dreams aren't over. So whatever you've been wanting to do, like, continue to pursue your dreams. Like for me, it's background acting and just doing stuff like that. Voice acting would be great. Commercials. I love commercials. And I do them every morning as I announce traffic. I would love to be paid for stuff like that. That would be really awesome. I mean, I get paid, but I would love to have a contract is what I'm saying. Like I could be like the voice of something. So, that's my big dream that I'm sharing with you. So like, what's your big dream? What have you thought about doing that you got away from? And you know what? That's going to get me circle back to the beginning. in 2020 when I met my second ex-husband. You know, we were all in really vulnerable times, and I had a plan for my life. I was going somewhere with acting, and I was in Boston, and then COVID happened, and I ended up coming back to Texas. And you know, the universe works in mysterious ways, and you know, he manifested me, and it just wasn't a good time. You know, it wasn't the right time, and there will never be a right time. You know, sometimes people are just meant to come into your life, and you're meant to learn lessons, and then you know, a season. So even I know it's probably hard for him to hear that. He's like shooting darts at the freaking screen. Even though I blocked him, and I know how he works. I know how he works. Um, you know, I hope that this can get out to him and to the collective to just know that don't let anything stand in your way. So those dreams that you had in 2020, you know, the dreams that I had in 2020, the how can we get back to that? I mean, it's not going to be the way it was back then because the world's changed, but do we want that? You know, where can we go from here? Now, I'm going to go ahead and leave you with that. My name is Gina Genesis. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. If you want to hit the like button, that helps it to reach some other people. I mean, if you found me, a miracle is coming your way. Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and pop out of this reading. Hasta luego. Until next time.